Welcome to Open Range. I'm your host, Gary Emineth. We're here with Arlene Miso, who is one of the group leaders for this quilt presentation that went on today in Veterans Day. We're excited for what they've done. So Arlene, tell us a little bit about your group.
We started in February of 2020, and we are part of the Quilts of Valor Foundation. We're one of the groups under that. We're a 503c3, and we handle the south central, southwest part of North Dakota.
How many quilts have you done in the state of North Dakota related to this?
State of North Dakota, I don't know, but our group itself has over 800 in 5 years.
Over 800 quilts you give to veterans, and how often do you do this?
When our schedule allows. We do at least one a month. For the Bismarck-Mandan area, we have a lot of nominations, so I already have dates reserved in January, February, March, and April, one Wednesday a month.
And so these quilts that I saw, I think the number I heard earlier during the program was 400 and some thousand were given across the country for your group that's been around doing this for like 20-some years.
23 years, yes.
So 23 years. So Arlene, when you take these quilts, talk to me about how they're made and just kind of the process to help people understand the significance of that.
Now, each group is different, but ours, because we have so many nominations, what we do, we are meeting at the Trinity Lutheran Church. We have a spot there. We meet once a month. And what our group does is we put together kits. It contains everything in there, the pattern, the fabric, the batting, the backing. We say everything but the time and the thread. So then we hand the kits out and people sew them, piece them. They come back for long arming and binding.
And I think I heard them say that it was like about $450 per material each one of these quilts until they're all put together and bound up with the material that goes into it.
The fabric, the time, and so forth, we average probably about $400, $450 for a quilt. And it's no cost to the veteran or the service member. It's not a gift, it's an award.
So tell our viewers out there on Open Range, if you have a veteran that you want to nominate, what is the process and how can someone do that?
You can go online to the Quilts of Valor Foundation website, and the veteran or the service member must know that they're being nominated. It cannot be a surprise. And then you've completed they will send, the nomination goes to the foundation. Based on the address, it then goes to the state coordinator. The state coordinator sees the address of the veteran or the service member, and then it goes to the local group that would handle that area, unless something's been specified that they want it awarded by a particular group.
So Arlene, when you take the groups around the state, and this is a national organization, but there's also statewide and then local chapters, correct?
Yes. There's Minot, Abercrombie, Fargo, North Dakota, I think has probably 6 or 7 now. Most are in the eastern part of the state or north. We are looking to get one started in the southwest somewhere because we travel a lot. We go to Rame, we've been to Hettinger, Elgin, Dickinson, Killdeer. So we're busy, and we'd like to get another group started if at all possible, the southwest.
Well, Arlene, this was a great program. We're going to be airing this. We're excited about all the 5 veterans that you honored today. It's a blessing, and thank you for all the work you do.
Thank you, and we don't do it for us. We do it for our veterans and our service members.
Well, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you. We've been talking to Arlene Miso, one of the group leaders for the Quilts of Valor. So I'm your host, Gary. I'm going to stay tuned. We'll be right back with a few veterans.
So before we start our awards, our first one, I'm going to have our member Sherry, she is going to read a poem, and it's called November 11th. And it was written by Korean veteran John Benz, and he was from Dickinson. He was a resident of St. Luke's Care Center in Dickinson in 2020. He was one of our first ones to be awarded that year. And it was during COVID, it was outside, we did it in the courtyard, the flag was in the background and so forth. It happened to be a beautiful October day. And after we were done, he says, "Can I read a poem?" He wrote poems, and his room, I guess, was just filled with all kinds of his military memorabilia. Very, very proud veteran. So we did. He read his poem, and then we asked him, because we think it's just a wonderful poem, so we asked him, can we use this in future awards? And he proudly, of course, said yes. So Sherry, if you want to read the poem for us?
November 11th, 11th hour, 11th day, 11th month of every year. We should honor our veterans here and those near. Maybe walk up and shake their hand and thank them for protecting our land. In all our wars, a lot of good men lost their lives, leaving behind lots of children and wives. A lot of veterans are getting older every year. Some want to be here for their vet day next year, but if they aren't, for sure they're in heaven. We can still pray for them on November 11th.
Thank you. Such a simple poem and such a meaningful poem. Okay, we're going to start with our awards. And it's not following the program, so we have a little different order. Our first award will be, and I hope I pronounced this right, Rockney, also known as Rocky Thomas Bondsmith from Bismarck. He was nominated by Joan Inman. He is being wrapped by his wife Julie and his daughters Erica, Brittany, and Anna. If you could all please come forward. And you'll have to come over here using the steps. Now this quilt, he's a Marine. This one has Marine fabric in it, so this one must go to a Marine. Now, as I said, when you're holding this quilt and so forth, we don't want you to cover your face. We want you all in the picture. Okay. Rocky made the military his career. He served 28 years in the United States Marine Corps and the Marine Corps Reserves from May of 1978 to May of 2000. He was active duty from 1979 to 1984 and in the Marine Corps Reserves from 85 to 2007. In 1991, he mobilized for Desert Storm, and in 2003, he mobilized for Operation Iraqi Freedom and Enduring Freedom, serving in Kuwait. When stationed in Iraq, he was responsible for the Marine Corps logistics and was also the Marine Corps liaison officer to the U.S. Army. Units he served in were the Marine Aircraft Group 13, the 3rd Marine Corps Air Wing, the Marine Corps Air Station. Another assignment he had when in active duty, he was on the Nuclear Test Personnel Review Team, and in addition to logistics, he was a Ground Supply Ordnance Officer. Other duty locations that he served at were Barstow, California, Albany, Georgia, Coronado, California, Little Creek, Virginia, Camp Lejeune, North Carolina, Quantico, Virginia, Treasure Island, California, Kansas City, Missouri, Fort Belvoir, Virginia, Camp Pendleton, California, Little Creek, Virginia, Camp Smith, Hawaii, Washington, D.C., South Korea, and New Orleans, Louisiana. He saw the country, or the U.S. Rocky rose through the ranks of the Marines by serving in active duty, discussed above, through the reserve duty. The reserve duty consisted of 1 weekend a month with the 24th Marines in Kansas City, Missouri. Reserve duty included 2 to 4 week assignments throughout the Marines, including 6 times in South Korea and Europe. His highest rank was U.S. Marine Corps Lieutenant Colonel. Awards he's received: Global War and Terrorism Expeditionary Medal, Sea Service Deployment Ribbon, Armed Forces Reserve Medal, 3 of them, with the M device, the National Defense Medal, 2 of those, Navy Marine Corps Overseas Service Ribbon, Selected Marine Corps Reserve Medal, 7, Meritorious Unit Commendation, a Letter of Appreciation, 2, and Certificate of Commendation, and a Korean Service Medal. He's a life member of the American Legion, the Marine Corps League, the Military Officers Association, and he's very active in his community and is a volunteer of various civic and school activities. A memory he shared: he was a member of the Los Angeles Olympic Organizing Committee for the 1984 Olympics. He was in the Marine Corps Martial Arts program, and he's completed 7 marathons. When he deployed to Iraq in 2003, he had 4 little girls at home, and then retired in 2007 to Hazen, North Dakota, when he worked for the West River Telephone, and has since then retired and moved to Bismarck to be closer to his children and grandchildren. And he provided a picture, and I'm assuming this is when you started with the Marine Corps. He said he hasn't changed a bit. Rocky, would you like to say a few words?
I just, first of all, want to say I'm pretty humbled by this award, because I'm well aware that there are lots of folks out there that deserve honor and recognition of this stuff. But I'm just grateful and very humbled by it. And I want to say thanks to my family and all my friends and family. I wouldn't have been able to live my dream and be a Marine if it wouldn't have been for my family. So I did that. But there was some influences that I had growing up as to why I wanted to be a Marine. Of course, I had a good number of family members and friends that went in the military during their time. But one of my first experiences, I was 21 years old, I was in college, and I was going over to Europe with the college group. And all of a sudden my grandma, Anna, came to me and she said, "Oh, by the way, can you find my dad's grave over there? He died in World War I. I knew about this, but it turns out nobody had ever been over there to find his grave." So one of the most humbling experiences that I've had is when I found his gravesite at the cemetery, and all of a sudden I realized there were 6,000 American soldiers there. Most of them were my age or younger. They had served their time when the country asked them to, and they never came home. So I was able to find my great-grandfather's grave and come home and give a picture to my grandma just before she passed away. And then in World War II, my mother always told me the story of her brother Ted was on the USS Spence, December 1944, when the ship was sunk, and my mom was 8 when she remembers Navy officers come to their door at Christmas to say Ted was lost. So, and there was other stories of like a young man from my hometown, Craig Reno, hometown of Columbus, who went to Vietnam, went into the Marines with his friends, and he died at age 22. I just remember how devastating that was for all of us who knew him and family. And so when my time came, I wanted to be a Marine. It was 1974, Vietnam was over. They had quit the draft, but I went to college, I still wanted to do it, so I did. Went to the Marines and served active duty until 1984, and then stayed in the reserves for the next 22 years because I figured I could still contribute, and I did. So, I just want to say thanks to my family and friends, and I'm very humbled by this, so thank you.
Mr. Boston, on behalf of the United States, Missouri River Quilts of Valor, the Quilts of Valor Foundation, thank you for your service and sacrifice.
Stop out to our facility, Highway 22 South. Let us build a truck for you.
Hello and welcome to the MHA Interpretive Center. It's the perfect stop along the Lewis and Clark Trail and the cultural hub of the Mandan, Hidatsa, and Arikara Nation. Nestled along the shores of Lake Sagagawea in Newtown, North Dakota, 1 mile west of the Four Bears Casino. You can enjoy amphitheater performances, art exhibitions, and educational workshops utilizing our Living Cultural Center. Enjoy some coffee, browse our gift shop, and learn about the original people of this land. Learn more at mhanation.com/interpretive center.
Welcome to Arrowhead Cleaners. Newly renovated, modernized, and ready to make your cleaning needs hassle-free. From commercial and residential wash and fold laundry services to the latest in professional dry cleaning techniques, we are dedicated to your unique needs, offering alterations, fabrications, and even custom hat making. So whether you're a busy professional, a family on the go, or even a rodeo champion, Arrowhead Cleaners is here to take your things from messed up to dressed up. Now celebrating our 64th year in Arrowhead Plaza.
Home on the Range offers a nurturing place for teens who may have just come from an unsafe or traumatic environment. Here, they receive therapy and education services centered around animals, and the surrounding nature provides opportunities for work, fun, and healing. Life skills learned at home on the range are carried with residents when they return to the community with new talents and a greater appreciation for themselves and others.
Are you dealing with arthritis, nerve and back pain, dry skin, or superficial wounds, but found no relief? Give Stewart's Natural Health a try. For over 4 decades, Stewart's Natural Health has been helping people and animals with herbal and natural oil lotions, ointments, and creams with a mission to help you relieve pain and feel your best using the power of nature. Discover the safe, drug-free solution to your pain, guaranteed or your money back. Visit stewartsnatural.health today.
West River Equipment of Mandan is here to help you maintain peak productivity in your operation. As an authorized dealer for many high-quality equipment lines, we have the new and used equipment it takes to make your farming, ranching, or construction operation profitable and efficient. West River Equipment also has the parts on hand and the experienced technicians in our shop to get your equipment back in action fast. Find what you need at West River Equipment on Old Red Trail in Mandan.
Our next award, if you can come forward, is Melvina Horner, also known as Mel. She was nominated by Virgil Horst. She's being wrapped by her husband Gary Horner, her son Levi, her brother Jim Horner, and sister-in-law Sherry Horner. If you could all come forward. Now Mel's email address is sort of cool. It begins with ridingfree07, whatever. So do you think that's a giveaway that she probably drives a motorcycle? And that's when we have little hints like that. Sometimes we have a quilt panel specific that we can have. This one we did. When you see the quilt, you know why she got this one. I did confirm that she did drive a motorcycle. Right. I'm sorry. Right. Okay, Mel served in the United States Army Reserves and Army. She enlisted in 1987 and served 8 years until 1994. She did her basic training in North Carolina and AIT at Fort Gordon, Georgia. Her duty was 31 Charlie, or C Company, radio operator. Mel served United Arab Emirates in the Gulf War from December of 1990 to March of 91. Her primary duty station was in the United States was in the Bismarck at the 311 EVAC Hospital. Her rank was Specialist E4. A memory she shared was meeting people from all other areas. Mel, would you like to say a few words?
First of all, I just want to thank Virgil Horst for pushing me to get this going, because this is not really me right here. Also, Arlene and all the people behind this, I want to thank you for doing this and making veterans quilts. And I also want to thank my husband, Gary Horner, because when I left, my son just turned 1 year old, and that's Levi here, so he was Mr. Mom while I was gone. And that's really all I have to say.
United States, the Quilts of Valor Foundation, you're here in Quilts of Valor. Thank you for your service and sacrifice.
They don't make them for short people.
Oh, yes, we do. It's just this one had motorcycles on it. Okay, our next award is the James Jim Robert Betch from Bismarck. He was nominated by Kenneth Ziegler. He's being wrapped by his wife Jean and his brother Ron Betch. And note, I should have mentioned that this program is being recorded by Gary Emineth from Open Range, so you might be on TV at some point. But his wife Jean was recently on his show. I happened to watch this program. I recorded and I watched the program. And she can make pies. She and her friend made the crust and Jean made the fruit filling. And this is recent.
Ron?
Now this quilt was made special for Jim by our member Diana Roloff. And his history that I'm going to read was provided by Jim, and also some of it was provided by his friend Ken. Okay, Jim is a Vietnam War veteran. Ken gave me Jim's date of birth and his age, but I think we'll just let you guess. I'm not going to reveal that. He's a Devil's Lake, North Dakota native. While working on the transmission line construction in Wisconsin in 1971, he received his draft notice when he decided to enlist in the U.S. Army under security agency. He served 3 years from January 1974. He served 1 year in the States, 1 year in Vietnam, and 1 year in Thailand. Jim did his basic training in Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri, and his AIT in Fort Devens, Massachusetts, where he trained in military intelligence and Morse code, intercept, and received top secret crypto clearance. He attended and passed an escape and evasion school. He was deployed to Vietnam in February of 1971 to the Military Assist Command in Can Tha, and later to Ramasan Station in Udorn, Thailand. I'm bad with some of these pronunciations. Until 1974. His primary duty was O5H, Morse code intercept, and from land bases and fixed-wing aircraft. He served as an intelligence gathering aviation unit to find enemy locations and pinpoint targets by intercepting radio communications. Jim flew in over 100 missions. At the time of his honorable discharge, his rank was Specialist 4. He is a recipient of the National Defense Service Medal, the Vietnam Service Medal, Campaign Medal, and with Device 60, 2 Overseas Service Bars, Aircraft Crewman Badge, Air Medal, and Meritorious Unit Citation. He's a lifetime member of the AMVETS. A memory that Jim shared was he loved his buddies but felt sympathy for the enemy when they had to put a lot of firepower on them. Jim, would you like to share a few words?
Thank you. I find it kind of difficult to talk about this when I think about it. When I was serving in the service, I felt really good at the time. We did everything we could that the military asked of us, and I can't help but talk about the appreciation I feel from everybody that's here. We weren't recognized very much when we came home. I remember being discharged from Oakland, California, and they suggested we not fly in our military uniform. So those are pretty tough times. America was in a different place at that time. So when we get a chance like this as a Vietnam veteran, speaking for all of them, I want to thank you, and I appreciate it.
Mr. Beth, on behalf of the United States, the Quilts of Valor Foundation, the Missouri River Quilts of Valor, thank you for your service and sacrifice to this great nation.
These Flug Trailers of Dickinson is a family-owned dealer with expert staff that know their products front to back. We stock over 150 units of all types and can custom order a trailer with the unique features and capabilities you require for brands you can trust. Our experienced service team is the reason we're also the best place to have your trailer customized or repaired. Count on Base Flug Trailers of Dickinson to keep you hauling.
Come on in and experience small-town hospitality and the personalized care that makes car buying a pleasure.
We know that every journey starts with the right car. Whether it's school drop-off, weekend road trips, or your daily commute, we have the right vehicle for you and your family.
With trusted brands, affordable prices, and a team that treats you like family, finding your next car has never been so easy.
We pride ourselves on personal attention and quality service. Bassett Motors, where our customers send their friends.
Yeah, U.S. Cattlemen is a member organization that each member has a vote in anything we do with policy. We're representing the independent cattleman or the cow-calf guy or an independent feeder or whatever. We like to support the independent producer. We're talking about mandatory ID, we're talking about cool, we're talking about all the legislation that's going to be coming down with the new administration. There's going to be lots of moving and shaking, so always check us out at our website, uscattleman.org.
I'm $27,000 in credit card debt.
Okay.
You have to radically do something different, because if you keep doing what you've been doing, you're going to keep getting what you've been getting.
Now is not the time to be doing math. The time to be doing math was when we didn't go into $200,000 of debt.
If you are freaked out and you're stuck in these debt payments and you think it has to be a part of your life, it doesn't.
We are Ladies of Another View. Join us every weekday morning at 9 o'clock a.m. as we discuss the big topics from North Dakota, the nation, and around the world.
We chat with everyone from celebrities and medical professionals to politicians, local business owners, and neighbors about the topics and stories that affect all of us.
We are unscripted and uncensored real news from real people. So join us every weekday morning for Ladies of Another View on Beck.
Okay, our next award is to Jeff Roy from Bismarck. He was nominated by his dad, Don. He is being wrapped by his wife, Roxanne, and his children, Jackson and Logan. And his daughter could not be here. And Jeff's dad, Don, will be awarded next. And we just found out, just a few minutes before this program started, that Jackson is an Air Force, serves in the Air Force, and he just returned from Kuwait. So today we're going to have 3 generations on the stage when we get Don up here. And Logan got to get out of school today. Okay, Jeff followed in his dad's footsteps by serving our country. However, Jeff made the military his career, and he served 2 branches of the military, both the United States Navy and the United States Air Force. This quilt was selected for him because the panel includes segments of most branches of the military, and since he served 2, they should be on there. Jeff served 34 years from 1990 and retiring almost a year ago, December 31st of 2024. He served 16 years in the United States Navy from 1990 to 2006. With 4 years of active duty, and the rest of that was reserves. Then he went into the United States Air Force from 2006 to 2024 for a total of 18 years. When in the Navy, Jeff deployed to the Persian Gulf Theater aboard the USS Nimitz CVN-68, a nuclear-powered aircraft carrier, and the Western Pacific Cruise in 1983. His primary duty was IC-3, Interior Communications Electrician, and HT-2, a Hull Maintenance Technician, 2nd class. And he said they performed the metalwork and repairs on the ship and structures, pipe systems, welding, plumbing, and damage control. I think he said the nickname was the Turd Burger or something like that. But in 2007, after joining the Air Force, he deployed to Kuwait. And in 2011, and in 2017, he deployed to Jordan. His primary duty was pest control, management control, and operations. And what they did was keeping the bases free of pests that could carry infectious diseases, to repelling birds and airfields, and to ensure the safe takeoff of landings and protecting the health and safety of those to everyone on the base. Jim, he did not list any of his awards, but I'm sure he has many. He's a member of the West Fargo VFW, and a memory that he shared was as an ICNFN, Interior Communications Electrician Fireman. He experienced a volcanic eruption while stationed at the Naval Air Station QB Point, Philippines. He watched a lot of Tomcats, which is the supersonic fighter aircraft, launched off the USM Nimitz, the ship that he was serving on. The Nimitz, I don't know if I got that right, is scheduled to be decommissioned in a year or two, he said. Well, I did a search, and it is going to be decommissioned in 2026 after its final deployment. Jeff, would you like to say a few words? And I think everybody's curious why after 16 years in the Navy, you decided to join the Air Force.
I just want to say thank you to everybody. Thanks for all the cool work that went into it and being presented with that. It's an honor. They're very nice quilts. So back in the day, I almost joined the Army too at one point. My dad was an Army vet, so I was going to kind of follow in his footsteps. And we went to a couple guys, my buddy of mine in high school, we were trying to figure things out. And, one of his recruiters called me on December 27th of 1989, says, if you guys want to go to boot camp together, we're going on the MEPS in Fargo. And I was a Navy recruiter, so that's why we joined the Navy. And then after that time in the Navy, I don't know, just the opportunity was there. My dad was a barber in West Fargo, and he said, hey, look into this Air Guard unit in Fargo and see what they have to offer, because my enlistment was bought up. So that's how I ended up in the Air Force. So I got anybody sees my ribbon rack, it's got a bunch of mumbles of Navy and Air Force, so it kind of confuses the Air Force people sometimes when I see all that. So again, thank you, and thanks to my family and my dad coming down. It's pretty cool to have him here and these guys here to present this thing, so thank you.
Mr. Warren, on behalf of the United States, these are your Quilts of Valor, the Quilts of Valor Foundation. Thank you for your service and sacrifice. Don, if you could come forward. He was now nominated by Jim Paulus, and I think Jim is from McCluskey with the American Legion. And he is being wrapped by the same family members, his son Jeff and his grandchildren, his daughter-in-law Roxanne and his grandchildren Jackson and Logan. And these are 3 generations of military right here on the stage. Now this quilt is what we call a scrappy quilt. It's made from fabrics of many different quilts that we have made. So this one, it's got pieces of many veterans' quilts into this one here. And some of our scrappy quilts are some of our most beautiful quilts. Now Don was nominated over a year ago with hopes of being awarded in his hometown of Hardy or in the McCluskey area, but we were not able to do it. And his son was going to help us out, but it so happened that these awards came up. Don was scheduled, and then a few weeks ago, he said, I can't make it. He had hurt himself. He broke his ankle. But 2 days ago, they gave us a call and said, hey, he could be there. We're so proud and honored that you could be here for these awards. Hey, Don is a Vietnam War veteran. He was drafted and served 2 years in the U.S. Army from 1966 and was honorably discharged in 1968. Don did his basic training in Fort Lewis, Washington, and his AIT in Fort Benning, Georgia. He served 1 year in Vietnam from 67 to 68, and his MOS, or his duty, was infantry. His rank was Specialist E4. He received the Army Commendation Badge, the Combat Infantry Badge, and a Vietnam Campaign Medal. He's a member of the VFW, the AMVETS, and he's at Cooties, which is a working group of the VFW. He did give me a lot of history or memory, so we're going to have him share some with us, because his son said he does talk.
Well, I'm not gonna say much. I just like to thank the women for these nice quilts. They look real nice. Thank you.
Mr. Warren, on behalf of the United States and the Quilts of Valor Foundation and Missouri River Quilts of Valor, thank you for your service and sacrifice. Jeff, we'll have you go back into that corner because you're going to be coming that way. He listens well. They're very fortunate. Okay, we're going to keep, Don, we'll take your quilt now. We're going to put some chairs up here. And if the other three veterans want to come up to the stage so that we can be ready for the group picture toward the end, and we'll just have you wait here. Okay, we're going to finish up the program. We've got just a few minutes left. Another thing that we do is we're still presenting the Vietnam Veterans Lapel Pin. The Quilts of Valor organization has been asked by the Vietnam War Commemoration Program to assist them in presenting these pins to Vietnam War era veterans. And we have two today. One is Jim and one is Don. So if our members could present them, there's a fact sheet that you will be getting. You guys can take a seat in the front. The fact sheet and present it with their pin. Go ahead, you guys go front. And then the pin, it's a lapel pin. It has eagle on it, which represents courage, honor, and dedicated service to our nation. The blue circle on that pin matches the canton of the American flag and signifies vigilance, perseverance, and justice. The laurel wreath is a time-honored symbol representing victory, integrity, and strength. The stripes behind the eagle represent the American flag. And the stars, there's 6 stars, represent the 6 allies who served and sacrificed and fought alongside one another: Australia, New Zealand, Philippines, Republic of Korea, Thailand, and the United States. And it's a grateful nation thanks and honors you, is embossed on the back and closest to the heart of the wearer. The one other presentation that we've been helping out with is to the State of North Dakota Welcome Home Veterans Coin. Could I? Oh, okay, I guess they got the coin already. But this coin is only for Vietnam War veterans. It's a very beautiful and a meaningful coin. The coin includes 238 dots that represent the known North Dakota lives lost in Vietnam. The circle of dots surround the state and the POW and the MIA flags, and the state bird, the state flower, and the 10 panels of the Vietnam Wall to represent the known North Dakotans missing in action. The country of Vietnam and the Vietnam service ribbon is on that coin. And below the panels is a blank space, and that's left to engrave something if you wish. So today, the two that are entitled to that, and they already got their coins, are Don and Jim Bench. So we want to give them a hand.
Hey y'all, it's Trent on the loose. I want to tell you, Lady Blue and I, we got a lot of miles together, but you know what? You and I got a lot of miles together as well. And all I want to do is bring to you the information on how we maintain a domestic supply of food and fuel for future generations. So I'm going to continue to travel the world and unearth the stories that make it possible that we can live in a free United States of America.
Welcome to Arrowhead Cleaners. Newly renovated, modernized, and ready to make your cleaning needs hassle-free. From commercial and residential wash and fold laundry services to the latest in professional dry cleaning techniques, we are dedicated to your unique needs, offering alterations, fabrications, and even custom hat making. So whether you're a busy professional, a family on the go, or even a rodeo champion, Arrowhead Cleaners is here to take your things from messed up to dressed up. Now celebrating our 64th year in Arrowhead Plaza. Are you dealing with arthritis, nerve and back pain, dry skin, or superficial wounds, but found no relief? Give Stewart's Natural Health a try. For over 4 decades, Stewart's Natural Health has been helping people and animals with herbal and natural oil lotions, ointments, and creams with a mission to help you relieve pain and feel your best using the power of nature. Discover the safe, drug-free solution to your pain, guaranteed or your money back. Visit stewartsnatural.health today.
We are the St. Mary Sisters. We are building a new facility here in Bismarck, North Dakota, for the sake of training young women to be courageous teachers in this state. The sisters will educate the younger generation to be fully alive through truth and discipline. The sisters' life of devotion and joy will make a positive difference in your community. Check out what we're up to, see what's going on, and join our mission to make a difference in the lives of the children of North Dakota.
Ashley, North Dakota is where life moves a little slower, but never gets dull. From hunting, camping, and fishing to safe streets where kids can be kids, this is the best of small town living. And Ashley offers everything you need, from healthcare to hardware to countless ways to stay active. Here, we've invested in our future with major upgrades to roads, parks, and education. Whether you're here for the day or here for life, you'll find Ashley's where you ought to be.
There's never been a better time to rediscover the style, reliability, and all-season, all-terrain fun of the all-new Nissan lineup at the new and improved Ryan Nissan. Whether it's the sleek and stylish Murano, the adventure-ready Pathfinder, or the reimagined, ready-for-anything 2026 Rogue, the all-new Ryan Nissan has the vehicle of your dreams at a price perfect for any budget. It's time to rediscover your passion for the road. It's time to rediscover the all-new Ryan Nissan, engineered to endure.
Welcome back to Open Range. I'm Gary Ameneth. I'm here at the Quilts of Valor Seminary where they gave away 5 quilts today. Jim Vetcher's a Vietnam veteran. Jim, so what was it like to get that quilt today?
It was very nice. Very much appreciated all the effort that all these people put into presenting this program. Speaking for a lot of Vietnam veterans, we never felt like we got much recognition. So, you know, even though it's 50 years later, it's so much appreciated, and I just can't say enough about it.
Jim, I recalled you telling a story having been out of Vietnam by over 20 years, and at one point there was a recognition of Vietnam veterans, and you said it was the first time it ever happened.
It is. I could almost break down thinking about it. I was at an energy conference at Bismarck Civic Center, and the keynote speaker was speaking on behalf of his brother who had been a veteran, and that's how he understood this. And he said Vietnam veterans never got any appreciation. So he said, if there are any Vietnam veterans in the auditorium, please stand. And so a small percentage of us did, and I looked around, and everybody was just applauding. And it was maybe 20 years later, and I had never felt like anybody had ever said thank you. I just broke down. I'll never forget it. It was quite an event for me.
So Jim, you told a story about when you were released out in Oakland, California, about returning back to North Dakota. Tell us that about the uniform.
That was another interesting event. You're being released from the military. You do some questionnaires, they evaluate you to make sure you're not too nuts to send you back into civilian life. And then we're going to fly from Oakland to our hometowns in America, and they suggested you not wear your military uniform.
Wow.
Can you imagine that?
That is unbelievable.
Yeah,
when you think about it today, airlines now upgrade them to first class. People give up their seats. The times have changed.
And the military units travel as units and groups versus you were just a single person in that war, trying to get your year in.
Wow.
So it's a very, very different atmosphere at that time.
Well, Jim, we appreciate your service and thank you for coming on Open Range.
Thank you, Gary. Appreciate it.
So we've been talking to Jim Vetch, Bismarck, a Vietnam vet, grew up in Devil's Lake, who served in Vietnam. I'm your host, Gary Emmett. Thanks for watching. Welcome back to Open Range. We're at the Quilts of Valor. That's a Missouri Valley group where they were honored with 5 vets who received these quilts today. It was an amazing ceremony that they've done. But what's interesting is 2 of them are father-son, and it turns out a grandson, Jackson, is back, and we're able to have 3 generations here. And I just thought it's so important to get these 3 on the show and tell us a little bit about their service. And we're going to start with Dad first. So, Don, where did you serve and when?
I was in Vietnam for 12 months. 9th Infantry Division.
And you served 12 months. You were in Vietnam, and you currently live in Harvey?
I live in Harvey now.
So what does it feel like to have a son and a grandson all served in the military together, and for the 3 of you to be here?
I'm kind of proud of that. I enjoy that.
It's an amazing thing to have generational in the military serving. America's great for that, but we don't always get to have 3 of them together at one time. So Jeff, tell us about your service and where you're living now.
I served in the U.S. Navy for a few years and then just retired from the Air Guard here in December of last year. I live in Bismarck here, so.
And so you also served in 2 different branches of you shared during that ceremony.
Yep, Navy and the Air Force side, so.
And so now you have a son who's joined us and probably surprised at being back from leave. And tell us, Jackson, about yourself.
Oh, yeah, I'm part of the U.S. Air Force. I just got back from Kuwait, 6-month deployment, left in April. And yeah, I just got back trying to adjust back to U.S. citizen life and all that, going to school here and back in January and moving back to Fargo. So that's about it.
So being a 3rd generation, so grandpa, father, son, talk what it's like being a young one and coming on and what that's having somebody that's gone before you that has served and being a part of it. Was that part of you making a decision to join the military?
Absolutely. Both of them, growing up, obviously seeing him in Harvey and then growing up, having him as a dad, going to the military. He was obviously where I'm at right now in Fargo, but he was definitely an inspiration to why I chose to join the Air Force, and I'm very proud of that and very proud of both of them to help me find my career in the military.
Well, we want to just say thank you for your service, all 3 of you, 3 generations. That's what keeps America free and the liberties we have because of people like you providing the service. So thank you very much, Don and Jackson and Jeff for joining us. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. So thank you for joining us. I'm your host, Gary Emmett.
Come on in and experience small town hospitality and the personalized care that makes car buying a pleasure.
We know that every journey starts with the right car. Whether it's school drop-off, weekend road trips, or your daily commute, we have the right vehicle for you and your family.
With trusted brands, affordable prices, and a team that treats you like family, finding your next car has never been so easy.
We pride ourselves on personal attention and quality service. The Set Motors, where our customers send their friends.
Hey y'all, it's Trent on the loose. Join me on the trip and unearth the stories on how we maintain a domestic supply of food and fuel for future generations of American citizens like our forefathers did.
Welcome to Arrowhead Cleaners. Newly renovated, modernized, and ready to make your cleaning needs hassle-free. From commercial and residential wash and fold laundry services to the latest in professional dry cleaning techniques, we are dedicated to your unique needs, offering alterations, fabrications, and even custom hat making. So whether you're a busy professional, a family on the go, or even a rodeo champion, Arrowhead Cleaners is here to take your things from messed up to dressed up. Now celebrating our 64th year in Arrowhead Plaza.
Hello, friends. This is Culture Crossroads. Join me, Andrew Southwick, and my co-hosts, R.C. Williams and Juliana Ormond, as we tackle the issues shaping America. From politics to pop culture, to faith, freedom, family, and the future. From a faith-based conservative perspective that you won't get anywhere else. We stand at the intersection of faith and freedom. This is Culture Crossroads. Culture Crossroads, Sundays at 5 p.m. Central on Beck TV.
We are ladies of another view. Join us every weekday morning at 9 o'clock a.m. as we discuss the big topics from North Dakota, the nation, and around the world.
We chat with everyone from celebrities and medical professionals to politicians, local business owners, and neighbors about the topics and stories that affect all of us.
We are unscripted and uncensored real news from real people. So join us every weekday morning for Ladies of Another View on Beck.
Hi, I'm Scott Hennon, host of the What's on Your Mind program on Beck TV now. From Baker, Montana to St. Cloud, Minnesota, and everywhere in between. We're looking forward to having a conversation with you about what matters most. We're talking to newsmakers from members of Congress to the state legislature and most importantly, the good folks that make up the great state of North Dakota, South Dakota, Minnesota, Montana. Every single day you get a chance to tell us what's on your mind. And now you can watch What's on Your Mind live on Beck TV. Tune in 10 a.m. live for What's on Your Mind.